尊敬的各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，大家好，我是 APA 亚宠会首任会长、中冲股份董事长郝忠礼，很高兴与大家相聚在亚宠战线北美专场。我谨代表 APA 亚宠会对出席本次活动的各位嘉宾致以最诚挚的问候和热烈的欢迎。2020年是特殊的一年，全球范围内受到了疫情的冲击，许多海内外业界同行也因此遗憾地错过了8月份的亚洲宠物展。疫情暂时阻碍了我们面对面的沟通与交流，但目前海内外合作伙伴、采购商以及众多的国内企业都有着强烈的贸易需求，急需更多的贸易机会和展示平台。基于目前的现状，亚宠在线北美专场应虚而生，是由亚宠会联合北美地区主流行业协会以及行业媒体共同发起的活动。今天我们相聚线上，不负众望，汇聚了来自国内外上百家品牌1000余名观众，精准对接外贸需求，共享双边零售市场最新动态与产品最新发展趋势。亚宠在线活动即将正式启动，我谨代表 APA 亚宠会感谢各位合作伙伴：美国世界宠物协会、加拿大宠物协会、美国宠物用品协会、美国宠物行业经销商协会、浙江省进出口宠物食品用品行业协会、山东省宠物行业协会和国内外各大媒体。祝愿各位嘉宾通过本次专场活动建立深厚的合作关系，促进宠物行业外贸业务的进一步的发展壮大。谢谢。
Good morning to guests from North America and good evening to guests from Asia. This is Margaret Lee from APA Institute. APA Institute is a research and intelligence arm of APA. We produce China Pet Industry Annual Report, and the 2020 report is our first edition. I would like to take this opportunity to give you an overview of the China pet market.
First of all, I would like to give you an overview of the China pet market roadmap. We can simply put it into 3 stages. 1990s and before is the emerging stage. From 2000 to 2009 is the developing stage. From 2010 to now is the fast-growing stage. During different stages, manufacturers, trades and merchants, and consumers have shown different features. During the emerging stage, there were few local manufacturers. Mars enters into China market in 1995. On the traders and the merchant side, mainly in the form of stands or stalls in wet markets. During that time, pet hospital emerges, and pet owners start to treat pet as companion. Consumptions are mainly imported goods. During the developing stage, local manufacturers are mainly OEMs and ODMs, suppliers for overseas market. Due to urbanization, wet markets gradually phased out, and professional pet shops emerges and online trading starts. And pet owners start to treat pets as family members. During the fast-growing stage, local market grows fast and export market decreases. Comparison. China OEM suppliers start to look for local market, and new local brands start to rise. Online trading volume keeps growing. Vertical online platforms emerges. Multi-type trading channels coexist. On the consumption side, consumption upgrading is very obvious. Pet owners become pet servants. Now I would like to go through with you the dynamics behind the fast growth of China pet market. We can attribute to political, social, economical, and technology reasons. On the political side, the government is gradually losing policy in regards to pet keeping, especially on dog keeping, and other regulations also help the healthy and regulated market growth. The increasing population is obviously the key social reason behind the rapid market growth, especially the increasing number of single population, being about 200 million by end of 2019. And this number, if I give you an example, is the summation of UK, France, and Germany total population. The rising income level is, of course, the most important reason among four. In 2015, China GDP per capita has exceeded to $8,000. By 2019, the number exceeded $10,000. On the technology side, the coming up of smartphone, mobile payment, IoT applications, and online shoppings, etc., also helped the convenience of online shopping and also on the growth of the pet market. China pet market size. China pet market has grown more than fourfold from 2010 to 2019. Market size by 2019 is estimated to be 93 billion RMB. It is going to be tripled in the next 5 years to reach 270 to 320 billion RMB, with CAGR from 24 to 28%. Comparing to matured markets such as USA, the growth rate is around 3 to 5%. Such high growth in the past 9 years can be attributed to higher penetration rate and consumption upgrading. China pet penetration rate increases from 5 to 8% in 2010 to 17% in 2019, about 2 to 3 times in 9 years. Comparing to other markets' penetration rate, China still falls far behind. USA has 67%, Australia 62%, UK 44%, while Korea is 26%. Considering lifestyle and housing condition, China market is more comparable to Korea market, which means we still have another 50% growth on penetration rate at least. The other important reason for China market high growth rate is due to consumption upgrading. On the following page, we can find the pet consumption percentage out of monthly household income in China versus USA. In 2010, only 0.17% of total monthly household income has been spent on pet, whereas this number increases to 0.29% in 2019 in China. This clearly shows Chinese consumers become more willing to spend money on pets. In comparison, the percentage in the US market changed little during the past 1 decade. But there are still 1.8-fold difference between the consumption rate between these two markets. Therefore, these indicate the market potential for China is huge. China pet market by sectors. The food sector is 55% of total market. It has the highest CAGR of 30% in the past 5 years.
and it will increase to 180 to 225 billion RMB in the next 5 years. The food sector will have the highest growth rate among all three sectors. In service sector, vet care accounts for 60 to 70% market share. It is expected to have CAGR 20% in the coming 5 years. Vet care has two major players in China. Xinruipeng and Ruipai occupies about 70% of pet hospitals and clinics all over China. In comparison, US service sector is about 40% in total, while vet care takes 3/4. Other services such as pet grooming, pet boarding, pet training are highly fragmented and diversified. But certain emerging services such as boarding and training continue to grow fast. Pet supplies accounts for 20% of total market, with CAGR 14% in the past 5 years. This sector is highly diversified, with top players occupies only 1% market share. China pet food market players. 1 decade ago, China pet food market was mainly dominated by international brands like Mars and Nestle. But situation has been changed ever since. Now among the top 9 brands, 5 are local and 4 are international. The rest, 65 to 70% of the food market, are occupied by long-tail small companies. Such situation is due to the flourishing of local brands. So, is there still business opportunity for international brands? The answer is surely yes. In the following part, I will introduce what's the consumer trends and industrial trends and marketing trends so that you may find your unique fits and what is the proper way to enter into the China market. Here's trend 1. Cat or dog? First of all, let's see what type of pet has the highest market potential, cat or dog. In the past 10 years, the number of cats increases twice as many as the dog. Cat is the most favored by Gen Z young generation and the social elites who become new pet owners. According to Tmall and Alibaba research, cat owners tend to be single and young, while dog owners tend to be married person. 55% of cat owners are under 30. More cat owners are in first-tier and second-tier cities where home space is more constrained due to the higher rental or real estate price. These owners are more demanding, tend to spend more money on high premium products, international products, comparing to dog owners. As what we can see from the following page, a statistics from Tmall and Taobao online purchase for cat food and dog food. Cat owners purchase 76% international brands and 24% local foods, whereas dog owners purchase 28% international brands and 72% local foods. Normally, the international brands are more expensive than local foods. As cat owners are more demanding and prefer international brands, cat food market has surely more opportunity for international premium products. There is obvious demand preference among different group of pet owners. Therefore, it is important to know the China pet owner demographic profile. In the next 2 pages, I'm going to show you these trends. Trend 3. Female owners and younger owners are on the rise. There are more female owners and younger owners. Female owner accounts for 61% and 50 owners are under the age of 30. 85% under the age of 40. Female and younger owners are more demanding, have higher requirements, which I'm going to show you in the coming slides. Trend 4. Higher educational level and income owners. 74% pet owners has monthly income level higher than 5,000 RMB, which at least is 50% higher than average urban monthly income of 3,271 RMB. 71% pet owners are bachelor degree or above. This trend also implies higher dispensable income, more knowledgeable, and more demanding for products and services. Trend 5. Higher requirements for pet food. Chinese pet owners are more sophisticated and picky than they used to be. As what's shown on this page, a report from Frost and Sullivan study indicates such trend. The top 2 requirements for pet food are whether the raw materials and ingredients meet the nutritional needs and whether it is easy to be digested. These 2 requirements are very specific and particular, whereas price-quality ratio ranks number 3 and the brand awareness only ranks number 6. This finding implies that pet owners in China put quality above price and branding. Therefore, high-quality brands have more opportunities in China pet market. Trend 6. Online purchase on the rise. Online purchase increases significantly in the past 10 years, especially from 2014 till now. In 2019, online purchase versus offline purchase is 50-50. On the next slide, we can see although the growth rate decreases over the years because of larger base year by year, online purchase growth rate is still twice as fast as offline purchase. Online consumers is becoming younger, and the post-90s consumers are the key driving force for the market growth. As we can find from the page 15, the growth rate of GMV for the post-90s is higher than the general GMV growth rate in each categories. 7. Online trading is highly concentrated and dominated. Online trading for China pet market is highly concentrated and being dominated by a few players. The top 1 platform accounts for 60% of total online market share in 2019 based on GMV statistics. The number 2 platform market share drops sharply to 2.7%. The rest long-tail small online platforms occupies 1/3 of the market. Of course, there's a gap between GMV, which means gross merchandise value, and the real transaction value, which on the ballpark is 40%. 8. Cloud-owning pets is popular. Cloud-owning pets become so popular nowadays. Before physically owning a pet, the quasi-pet owners keep their pets digitally via watching pet short videos online, learning pet knowledge, getting ready to own pets, and choosing which type of pet they prefer to keep. Every 5.4 seconds, there is a pet live video broadcast posted online, and the average watching time is 1 hour per day. The highest number of views a day is 700 million. From September 2019 to May 2020, the number of short videos of Kuaishou pet grows by 22%.
Well, after sharing the market trends, I would like to point out some challenges for foreign brands entering into China market. First challenge is the entry barrier, government regulations for pet food. As any other governments, China government also imposed regulations for imported pet foods. The product must be listed on the approved product list for imported animal feeds, and the manufacturer must be listed on the registered overseas pet food manufacturers list. And it must have a quarantine approval, which is imported animal and plant permit for PRC. And for the custom declaration, it must show animal and plant inspection and a quarantine entry permit, quarantine certificate, certificate of origin, contract, bill of lading, invoices, etc. And must go through spot inspection, check certificate and permission, label inspection and sensory tests, etc. Up to end of September this year, there are a total of 1,053 products being listed on approved product list for imported animal feeds, and there are still 300 products on the waiting list to get the permit. If we look at the current market share for overseas product, Canada listed number one, which takes about 1/4 of the entire market share of imported products in China, and followed by the United States, Thailand, Netherlands, New Zealand, and France. And the other countries also takes about 1/4 of the market share.
After knowing the challenges for import regulations, the other challenge I would like to highlight to you is the changing customer preference on brand marketing in China. As the internet, smartphone, and various mobile apps being so normal to our life, online purchase become more and more popular in China. Live video online sales become so popular. Watching and buying via online sales live video channel has turned to be a consumer habit nowadays. One extreme example perhaps I would like to give you is this year's Tmall Double 11 Shopping Carnival. On the first day on October 21st, the number one internet celebrity, Favour, has 140 million views in her live room on Tmall and generated 3.5 billion RMB sales on that day. The top second internet celebrity, Li Yaqi, has 160 million views and generated 3.2 billion RMB sales on the very same day. This is incredibly record-breaking sales ever for one day, one man sales. On the right hand is the volume of daily active user on the very same day on different platforms. As you can see, the e-commerce live broadcast on Tmall and Taobao has 400 million users. Short video on TikTok and Kuaishou has DAU of 400 million and 300 million respectively. On Bilibili, the DAU is 50 million. and Xiaohongshu has 25 million. So, foreign brands entering into China pet market, one challenge you have to face is the new brand marketing and selling approach in China. It is no doubt a challenge for foreign brands who are not familiar with it, and it is a challenge for foreign brands to find the right platform with the right sales ambassador or spokesman or spokeswoman. But first of all, you need to know where is the challenge and then find a way to overcome it.
Well, let's summarize the China pet market trends as follows. First, cat numbers growing twice as fast as dog numbers. Second, cat food demand is more refined and premium than dog food. Third, female owners and younger owners on the rise. Fourth, high educational level and income level pet owners. Fifth, higher requirement for pet food and pet products. Sixth, online purchase on the rise. Seventh, online trading highly concentrated and dominated. Eighth, cloud owning pets becomes popular.
Well, this is the overview of the China pet market. Hope it will be helpful for you to have a brief understanding of the China market. As now we all know, the China market is growing fast and has good potential. But the China market is substantially different from the North American market. Hope the above introduction will give you a broad view of how to enter into the China market. If you need further assistance, please don't be hesitate to approach APA. We will try our best to help you.
I see the very fast development of the market, which has been obvious on those years I've been visiting this. So every year there are new brands coming up and the fast development of the pet business in general. That's great. I think this is one of the best global shows that there is, international shows.
Now being on the Pet Fair Asia, all those impressions seem to be true, as we had made a lot of contacts to a lot of people here. And we just start selling our products next year. We received a lot of interest and a lot of people that are very, very, very interested in selling our products.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live section of Pet Links Asia. Good morning to everyone joining us on the American continent. Good morning to our friends and colleagues in Asia. In this panel, we will be talking about the pet market in China. It features how it grows and evolves along with changing consumer habits. We will try to understand how foreign brands can be successful in a market driven by ever-changing preference and a new way to communicate. My name is David Zhong. I'm the president of the organizer of Pet Fair Asia and the chairman of Executive Committee of Pet Asia Alliance APA. I will be our moderator for this panel discussion. Joining together with me today are four key stakeholders in China pet market. Leading importers, distributors who has developed strong tie with international pet industry over the years. I would like to introduce you to our guests, Benny Hao, founder of Favour Business in Shanghai, vice chairman of Executive Committee APA Asia Pet Alliance. Benny founded his company Favour Business in Shanghai 2004. Over the years, they served more than 5,000 high-end pet shop, big box and animal hospital across nation. They represent more than 10 international brands in China. Benny is also the early founding member of APA. Sisi Zhang, COO of ADP Pentagon Shenzhen. ADP is distributing 10 overseas brands in China. Cecile from Italy and Gimburn and Cat's Bath from Germany. With more than 20 years in the business, the company owns 41 shops in Hong Kong and serves thousands of shops in China mainland. Richardson, sales director of PetJust Pet Food Ningbo. PetJust is the exclusive distributor of Canadian company Peculiar in China, developing brands such as Go and Now Fresh in the market, where they know as tremendous success. Chen Ming, CEO of Caris, Beijing. Caris is a member of APA. Caris is a rather young company, but already has achieved so much in less than 5 years. They are distributor of several international brands, Roughwear and West Pole, just to name a few. Now let's talk about the China market. I would like to start with a simple question that may bring some light on the market for our foreign audience. Most of you are used to working closely with foreign pet brands for many years and are key players of Chinese market. So you know both worlds very well. What makes China market different from others in 2020? First, I invite Sisi Zhang. Sisi, please.
Thanks, David. Yes, our company is running over 20 years business in pet business. As we all see in global market, the pet industry has long been recognized as a recession-resistant category in the mature pet market. And this feature is even more obvious if the market is in the very stable situation is more obviously. And in China, it's a quite similar but more complex and challenge. And also lead these questions to the Richard's coming or Chen-Ming.
Okay, thank you, Sisi. Well, in my opinion, I think there will be four differences between China pet market and the others. I think the first one is the regulation. As we all know, to enter into China pet market, there will be a lot of regulations, and they can make the foreign brands somehow daunting because it is really difficult for them to understand what to do and how to deal with Chinese government. And so this is what Petjust did. We introduced pet curing brand to China market legally and to make it sure to maintain a steady supply chain. And I think the second one is a constant rapid increase. We all know pet industry always develops along with the economy. And this has been proven in European, North America, and also Japan. And it is also happening in China. In 2020, China may be the only major economy in the world to achieve economic growth. And compared with mature market, as we just mentioned, the potential of China pet market is far from fully developed. We believe that the China pet market will keep a constant rapid increase. And the third one, I think it's high-speed information transmission. China has maybe the best mobile internet in the world. That means all the information can travel so fast and so widely. As a result, the brand should have a macro perspective. How to maintain the price system, how to deal with the possible public relation accident, how to promote the new products. It's really important to always remember that the information can be spread in a very high speed and in a very broad way. And for the last, I think in China pet market, there are diversity of the consumers' needs. China owns a huge and rapidly growing pet market. It is so huge that there are many different demands. This may bring some challenges, but also may bring opportunities. I think every brand and product may succeed in China. But more importantly, we should understand who are our target consumers and how can our service and products meet their needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Cici. For my opinion is, first of all, I would like to thank to our government. China did well from beginning to control the COVID-19 virus to get our life back to normal. And secondly, I think China online business, like just Richard said, had a very strong foundation compared to other Western countries. People spent 74 billion USD on Tmall platform in the past 11 days during Double 11 shopping festival. We were focusing on online business. Third, I think the difference is the culture makes a different market. For example, big cities in China like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, people are working very hard until very late, and their life, they live in a very fast tempo. They don't have to take care of their pets. When the virus comes in and they stay at home and think about, maybe it's my time to get a pet, they will choose the cat first. In that case, we can see that's why Chinese cat business grows very faster than other countries. And overall, I believe in 2020, we will continue doing online shop very well, and the cat market will continue growth very fast. That's it, David.
Thank you, Zhengming. Okay, the next question will be about pet keeping. The question will goes to Benny. Benny, you have been building your business for almost 20 years, along with the development of the Chinese pet market. Can you share with us about the changes in consumer behavior over this period of time, especially in terms of pet keeping, the relation between pets and their owners?
Thanks, David.
For this question, I have to say the most important change for the past 15 years is not the behavior, but the consumers. Because 15 years ago, the post-60s and 70s generation used to be the main group of the pet owner. But right now, the main consumer group is the post-90s generation. So they are about 45% in the total pet owner group. And that lead to a lot of change. So I list about 3. So first one, the big change is compared with before. Currently, the consumer, the young generation, would like to spend more money on the products they like, even their income is not very high. Here, the word like maybe means high quality, and maybe means very nice design, maybe means a brand with a story or unique philosophy, and maybe only because a KOL recommend the product via WeChat or TikTok. Okay, the big change number 2 is cat population grew very fast. That lead to almost every category or about cat increasing very fast in the past 3 years in China market. So even we can see it is cat as the key drive for the pet business increasing in China for the past several years. So the big change number 3, it is a relationship. More and more pet owner in new generation think the pet as a family member, not only an animal or a pet. Family member maybe means a baby. So humanization is a very big trend. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Benny, sharing your thought and your experience. Let's switch to the next question, next topic about foreign brand in China, which is very interested by our overseas professionals watching on this panel. Let's talk about the market entry. With many international brands already present in China and a new local brand emerging, the market has become very competitive and challenging, but remain full of opportunity for international brands. Cici, how do you think international brands still can enter the market and become successful? Cici?
Well, thank you, David. I think China has entered the Brexit market on these few years. In fact, it's pushing us to think, in the good way, what we can break through. We know the huge opportunity in China is from the growing numbers of the pet owners. They are very, very young generations, like the Benny mentioned before. And this is also one reason why the pet business in China become very successful in online channels. For my suggestion, first we can take a few times to locate the clear brand value position before enter the market. Do some analysis with your local partners will help too. Second important thing is to get close to your consumer. It always works, and make sure we understand what they need so we can give what they want. These simple 2 steps will make your brand easier to be success in local market.
Thank you, Cici. Richard, is being labeled foreign brand enough to gain consumer trust? What really matters to Chinese consumers today? Richard?
Thank you, David. Well, I think quality is the most important thing. I think quality is the key to consumers' trust. Well, yes, we all know that North America and Europe have the most mature and strict regulation on pet food. Regarding to this, products made in Canada actually have its advantage. Consumers will trust their quality because of its strict regulation. But I think that's not enough. The new pet owners, as mentioned by Cici, in China, increased rapidly in the last few years. Who are they? PetJust found that most of the new pet owners are highly educated and have high income, and most of them have their loyalty. So they are eager to learn what is best for their pets and have some acknowledgement on how to feed their fur kids properly. So that's why the nutrition profile becomes important. For example, Go chicken, turkey, duck, cat food recipe. It contains as highly as more than 46% of protein, which ranks the top even in the high protein recipes among a lot of the import brands. I think that's exactly what the Chinese market needs. And so it has become one of the most popular cat food recipes in China. And also the ingredient source also matters. Petcurian and many other brands claims to use human-grade ingredients, and this makes the consumers feel safe and comfortable. Moreover, recall issue is another important factor. Elmira, the manufacturer of Petcurian, has zero recall issues during the past years. All of these factors gives consumers the trust. The consumers trust the quality, and then they will trust the brand. I think that is the most important thing today. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Richard. The next question goes to Tengming. Tengming, what criteria are important for you as a distributor when you choose to work with a foreign brand? Tengming, please.
Yes, David. Well, we have 3 standards for carriers to choose brands in the world. Number 1 is quality, as Richard says. China is a manufacturing country. They make good quality and less priced products. When the foreign brands wants to come to China, they need to make sure their products is that people trust the quality. And second is creatively research and development. Make sure we have purple products to meet customer demands and market trends. 3 is we need to have the same goals. We need to choose the brands come first or the benefit comes first. Well, we would choose the helping brand to get successful in China. So we will choose brand first. David.
Okay, Tengming, thank you. Benny, what misunderstanding do you frequently hear from your foreign partners about the market in China? And how do you work with your partners to make the best of their brand in the market? Benny?
Yes, David. I think that should be to set a business target according to the population. In China, everybody know China have a huge population and a vaster territory. So some foreign brand owner come to China, they come to me, say, okay, Benny, let's talk about the target, because China have huge population, the vast territory. So they expect a very high target even for the first year. So I think this is really a misunderstanding. I mean, China market is very big, yeah, but very big potential, but still not an advanced market. So that means still need to be patient, to be step by step to build up your brand business. So this is a sometimes I meet with a misunderstanding. So how to work with our partner? We have several rules I'd like to share with you. Firstly, align with your partner on their strategy, not only the target. The secondly is to help your partner to understand the China market, not only the business. The third one is to ask your partner to be involved when, for example, some events, some activities. This is not only about supporting about the budget. It's about to build up the trust, to keep in same picture, to share information, to keep communicate. This is very, very important. So that's all. David.
Okay, Benny, thank you for sharing. Okay, let's switch to the next very important and interesting topic about the weight of e-commerce. Just a few days ago, the China Double 11 as the largest online shopping festival in China. It was impressive. I would like to talk about more specifically with you about e-commerce than we have seen in the previous section with the director of Asia Pet Alliance Institute, APA Institute, Margaret, that the weight of e-commerce in China has currently no equivalence in the world. What's your opinion? How does consumer mobile-first shopping habits and the weight of e-commerce in China influence the way you work as a distributor? Cici?
Well, I think this is a magnificent question because it's not just happens in China, it happens all over the world. And the mobile first is change the way we live today and how we will think tomorrow. As a business, we always be open-minded for what happens in the moment. And as a distributor, ADP always is also lead us to think how we can link online and offline together. In our QPet shops, we provide multi-ways to consumer, not only just buy from the shops. We also provide the phone ordering, the ordering online and pick up from your Netflix deliver cabinet. We also provide the buy online and the deliver to your house. Stay-at-home orders create a perfect environment for the pet business too. We always encourage our customers to embrace change as a great opportunity and give them the support we are needed in changing. Thank you, David. And I leave this question to...
Okay, thank you, Cici. Well, maybe a little different from your business, Petjust. Our business is mostly online business. And in my opinion, I think there will be two major points that makes e-commerce business different from the traditional ways. I think the first one is periodical sales promoting. As David just mentioned, the Double 11, the biggest shopping festival, online shopping festival in China, has just passed. And yes, in the past 11 days, the sales performance is really remarkable. And I think to play well during the festival requires very well acknowledgement in stocking and have a very mature price control system. This is really important because you have the festivals and the other days, how to balance the sales and how to control your stocking. And the second one, I think it's about better service. We all know that online shopping different from the offline ones. It's lack of the shopping experience because we cannot communicate with the others face-to-face. So online sales requires better service. For us, Petjust, we has done a lot of things. For example, we put in use of anti-counterfeit mark for a long time. Each bag of the products sold by Petjust can be checked by the consumer. The consumer just need to use the tracking code and they can see where it's from and it can be checked easily. And also, Such mechanism makes the consumers believe that Petjust will take its responsibility to make sure that this product is authentic and the quality is guaranteed. Also, we cast about the after-sales service. Petjust takes every after-sales issue seriously. As you may see, it's our slogan, every life deserves respect. It's not only a slogan, it's what every member in Petjust do. When we handle with questions from pet owners, we have empathy. We try to understand the pet owners' anxieties, and we offer the best service to them. And I think that's how the mutual trust between Petjust and the consumers built, and that's the difference from the offline shopping. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Thank you, Cici. Now the next question goes to Chen-Ming. What space for brick and mortar shops will this still survive in an all digital economy? Chen-Ming?
Yes, David. I think physical shops still have space and potentials to grow. People need to get their pets to grooming. They have to walk into the physical shops. But the problem is that most of physical shops, they believe grooming is their number one profit point, which I cannot agree with that. We all can do the calculate that how many pets that one person can groom in one day, maybe 10, maybe 15. We found there are some shops who also has their own Taobao online shop. They run their WeChat groups and they sell products very well. As a distributor, we also need to help them to get customers walk into the shop, help them to support them sales materials, help them to keep retail price from online stable. Overall, physical shops need to get community with their consumers and use online tools to sell products. I think they need to change to survive in the all digital economy now. David.
Okay, thank you, Chen-Ming. Now let's have Benny with us. Benny, what next step can we expect in the e-commerce revolution? Benny.
Yes, David. For these questions, I'd like to suggest everybody to pay attention to intelligent hardware and the IoT, the Internet of Things. So because the big data system and AI technology system have been used, and especially the IoT is became true with the everywhere the 5G developing. So more and more intelligent hardware will be used with our pets, such as smart feeder, smart collar with GPS tracker or motion sensor. So in the future, you will be informed what you or your pet need. Even the system know you and your pet much better than yourself. Maybe they will send you your wish list and they will ship you the product automatically, of course, with your permitting. So this is my my thought about these questions. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Benny. Before we wrap up, I have a very last question. It is quite interesting for our Western audience. Is China market, especially during the pandemic and the post-pandemic, an image of future global retail trend? We saw in the previous presentation explosive growth of e-commerce in China. Do you believe this trend is bound to see a similar development in Western world? Cici and Bunny, I'd like to have your opinion. Cici, please.
Thank you, Davey. For my opinion, I think it does. The change of the buying behavior from offline to online is happening all over the world. Before the coronavirus, maybe or people always talking like China is the mobile country or the online shopping country. But when we can see all over the world, the new online business for pets is also growing very fast. And add to this growing ability of the pet supply online, all of this has meant a big breakthrough start to 2020 for the pet industry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cici. For this question, my answer is maybe no, because there are so many different between China and the Western market, such as the retail industry developing stage, or the population density, the delivery costs, and the culture, the shopping habits. So many differences. So my opinion is the e-commerce will be also, of course, grow fast in Western, but not same as in China. But will not follow the same routine as China. And I believe finally, people, wherever in China or in Western, will not talk about e-commerce anymore. Maybe I guess they will ignore it. When they do shopping, they don't care online or offline. And because every retailer in future, I guess, will offer the consumer omni-channel service. So that means whatever online, offline don't care. This is my answer. This is my opinion. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Cici. Thank you, Benny, for your opinion. I think I would leave the answer to our Western audience. Let's keep developing issue of our market. So the time for wrap up. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Cici. Thank you, Chen-Ming. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for your contribution to this panel. I believe we all benefit from the communication. Thank you also for our audience for watching this event today. Make sure you are visiting PetLinks Asia online exhibition as well. You will explore the latest innovation in pet care from Asia and North America. Good luck with networking at PetLink Asia during the next 4 days. We hope to see you live in person next year in 2021 in Shanghai on August 18 and 22. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody. Thank you.
For over 30 years, we've created the unique charm of a marine culture by establishing production and R&D bases in Zhejiang, Jiangsu, Tianjin, Guangdong, Chongqing, etc. Our core value is being united, practical, dedicated, and innovative. Our ultimate goal is to create a 100-year-old Samsung company. We've now become the world's largest aquarium production basis, with products sold to 80 countries and regions.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow colleagues, industry experts, friends, welcome to PetLink Asia. PetLink Asia is at North America to serve brands and also other entrepreneurs with having access to sources in Asia for serving the pet parents in North America. My name is Manuel Madani. I'm the head of Pet Fair Southeast Asia in Southeast Asia, and today we have a very special session about pet food manufacturing in Thailand. Our guest is Dr. Mongkon Menmalay, the director of Pet Food Industry Association Thailand, who is going to bring us through a journey of Thailand's manufacturing and its ambition to elevate the whole industry and export markets. As you know, Thailand is growing very fast in quality and nutritional value of pet food. Next year and the following years, Thailand ambitions to do more and take more leadership in the global pet food export. I would like to welcome Dr. Mongkon Menmalay to share with us a presentation on how Thailand is going to change the pet food industry in the future. Dr. Mongkon, welcome.
Hello. Good morning, everyone, for the Petlink Asia, North America. I am Dr. Mongkon Menmalay, PIA Director. I would like to show you how Thai pet food manufacturing can be the high support for the Thai pet food export around the globe. So now we have more than 70 countries around the world that Thai pet food has delivered to. So you can see this is the color in the green one that we serve to the all customer around the globe. Just only for the white one that we ambition to deliver in the next futures. The most market country customer would be the US, Japan, Australia, and also the Europe region. So we aim to fulfill all the green around the globe would be fulfilled with the Thai pet food products. And I'd like to introduce to our Pet Food Industry Association Thailand. Since Thai government named Department of Livestock Development start to control the pet food in years 2003. Then before that, 2002, the PIA, the first established since October 2002 from the 5 co-founders company members from Beta Grow, Mars, Nestle, Nutrix, and Sea Value. So this is, we really first start with the PIA association from the 5 companies members. And we have the objectives that compose of the 6 objectives, but I like to overview you that the first one, our objective is to promote business of the pet food for the manufacturing activities and the trade activities, and support to help the member resolve the obstacle problem and be the center of the negotiation with the external affairs sector. And the very important things, we are promoting the quality of the products. That this is our heart, our ambitions, that we would like to maintain the highly quality of the pet products. And we are the center to cooperate with the good relationship with the government sector that help us to promote the pet food industry, and also would like to invite government to participate into we call the regulation together, and we build the standard together to promote the pet food industry to comply with the international standard. Yes, we starting from the 5 member companies, and now 2020, we have now 31 members this year. As you can see, 18 that our association established since 2002 from the 1 digit to 2nd digit, and now we have 31 company members that composing of the manufacturing companies, 21 members, but it's not mean that we have 21 factories, because some member, they have like more than one factories, okay? And we also welcome for the ingredients of the pet food company that is not only limited to the company that have the factory to produce the finished pet food, but also we consider that the ingredients companies manufacturing is also very important, and we count them as a member as well. And also we promote the companies who would like to trading or import the pet food products as well. With the 18 years of service global pet food market, as you can see, we growing up year by year, and also we delivered the very beautiful of the value of the export pet food market to the growth. So last year we hit the 1.4 billion US dollar last year, and we rank as number 4, continuing 4 years already. And I like to show your PAA vision. We promote and expand a high quality of the Thai pet food around the globe. This is our vision that we aim, and we would like to expand all the pet food around the globe. And I'd like to introduce you to know our OEM members that this might interest for you. If you would like to contact our members that have produced of the pet food product. First one, Pet Focus or Better Grow. They can have the OEM and their own brand producing dry kibble. Also, the next one is Nutrix. It's a very big companies that producing mostly for dry, and they have the new plant to produce the wet product as well. The next one is about C Value, or you can familiar with the Unicorn and ISA Value. This is the same company. So this is a very big company to produce the wet pet food. The next one, you can see the Thai Union. This is a quite lead company for the wet pet food as well. And all the list Southeast Asian canning, and this is all we call like Kingfisher. They also produce the wet as well. And not only for the dry and wet products pet food, we also have the company's members to produce the snack for the pet treats as well. For example, like International Pet Food Company or this is the company in the CP group. Yeah, they produce for the snack and also the pet treat and Perfect Companion as well. Okay, you can contact me or reach out if you like to contact or connect with our OEM list. So as I mentioned, we continue growing up, and we ranked as number 4 since 2016. We follow the Germany, US, France. Yeah, and for last year, we hit at 1.4 billion US dollar. And if this is only for the pet food, dog and cat value for the export, but if we count as the total of the pet business, that Department of the Trade Negotiation, they announced recently this year about 1.6 billion that includes of the bird aquarium fish, that is quite big as well, but 1.4 billion US is only for the dog and cat food that we export. So you may have a question if the COVID-19 is impacting for the pet export or not. But I would like to show you that yes, it is. But it's impact into the very positive way, because this year, the first quarter, the value of the export pet food year on year is higher comparing to the last year. So only for the first quarter, we hit the target that we gain more and more of the exporting value to the India, US, ASEAN country, and Australia, respectively. This number, that in this link, you can see the news from your own. Okay, so very impressive number this year. And last but not least, for this slide, I would like to show our PIA strength. Why Thailand continues strong as a number 4, count 4 years already. Number 1, Thailand, we have the very good cost competitive. It's not only for the labor cost, but we have wisely managed of the raw material on prime cost and also operation cost, that very highly competitive area. Next one, we have very strong R&D process and application, So like if we have order from the customer about the product prototype, we have the people that are very good and ambitions to develop, to have the R&D fast moving, that we can have a very highly competitive on the R&D. Next one is about the product quality. Thailand is very good to maintain the highly quality of the products to meet customer satisfaction. And once you are Thai customer, so we would like to serve you and continue serve you again and again. So we call engaging customer. So we not only for the high speed of the deliver your products, but also we maintain all the satisfaction from the customer long time. And as you know, the pet food standard, Thai have the pet food standard, but it's not only Thai government created or pet food industry do it, but we apply for the all pet food standard around the world, international pet food standard, whether like AFCO, CDF, NRC, we apply for all pet food standard to make a good quality of the pet food products. And we believe that we maintain the very good compliance. And the next one, we have a good support from the government. It's not only for the Department of Livestock Development, but also we have the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Commerce that help us to expand more and more competitive price and negotiation about, for example, free trade agreement for many countries, that we have the price competitive and we can sell the products more and more. And last but not least, we have strong industry association that we have yearly conference that we can help every member to comply with the pet food standard and have like a listen and help each other to negotiate with the government and see what else we can do is better, more and more. And thank you for your attention. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Yeah. Thank you, Manuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Thank you, Dr. Mongkon. It's an inspiring session. You shared some key facts and the way forward for the Thai pet food industry that's increasingly doing very well. The future is bright. The ingredients are there. The industry is very innovative. Would you have any questions with regard to the industry or one of the OEMs that is a member of the PIA? Please engage with us on PetLink Asia at North America for any inquiries or any exploration of what's next to be produced in the pet industry. With that being said, I would like to conclude this session about the pet industry in Southeast Asia with a bright perspective to the rest of the world. Dr. Mongkon, thank you again. Maybe you could share another welcome session, a message to future brands, companies that want to source pet. Any final words?
Okay, thank you everyone and thank you Manuel for organizing this. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ Thank you.
Hello and Sawadee Krap from Bangkok. My name is Johannes and I'm in the project team of Pet Fair Southeast Asia. Pet Fair Southeast Asia is the latest regional expansion of the Pet Fair network into Southeast Asia, a region home to some of the world's fastest growing pet markets worldwide. Taking place in October 2021, Pet Fair Southeast Asia, a 3-day business-to-business trade show, is the ideal market entry and market expansion tool for international pet brands who are looking to get in touch with Southeast Asia's key distribution, retail and e-commerce players. Furthermore, the fair will serve as a pet food sourcing hub for international OEM buyers, as all of Thailand's leading pet food manufacturers will be exhibiting. If you're interested in Southeast Asia as a market, send me a message here on PetLink Asia or visit www.petfair-sea.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big welcome to you. Welcome to PetLink Asia. Today, we have a very special guest, a guest that's an expert in pet food manufacturing and production in Southeast Asia. And I am Manuel Madani, the manager of Pet Fair Southeast Asia, based in Bangkok and taking care of the region. It has been and still is a very exciting time for the pet food industry. Thailand is becoming more and more important. It's playing a leading role in the global innovation of pet food. New ingredients, new shapes, new technology is entering the country, and today Thailand is manufacturing wet pet food, dry pet food, snacks for all across the world. Today's guest is Mr. Rick Westendorp. Mr. Rick Westendorp is previous CFO of the Asian Seafood Corporation. He's invented a great brand that's doing very well. And the questions that will be raised today is, why is Thailand performing so good? And why is it that the manufacturing or the production of pet food is growing with double digits on an annual basis? And what's behind the success of it? Now I would like to welcome Mr. Rick Westendorp. Thank you. And thank you for being here with us today. Without further ado, you can directly walk us through your expertise, and we have some territories to cover whenever you're ready.
All right, very good. Let me share my presentation with you. Yeah, my name is Rick van Westendorp, and I'm Dutch. I'm 56 years old, and I spent the last 20 years of my working life in the animal nutrition and food industry, of which the last 15 years in various Asian countries, in Japan, China, and Hong Kong. And since 5 years, I am a director of Asian Sea Corporation in Thailand. And Manuel, today I want to tell you a bit about some developments in the Asian pet food market and my views on the role that Thai producers are playing. As you can see, the title of my presentation is Made in Asia, and I'm not sure if you have ever been shopping in Asia, but when you deal with a seller, that now I talk about 10, 20 years ago, and you could buy a product which looks like a copy of a famous brand, then the standard assurance you got from these people was, yes, it's same, but cheaper. And in my presentation, I crossed that out and I replaced it by better, and I hope to explain to you why I did that. Another thing is, you'll notice the logo of Monshu, and Monshu is a new pet food brand. It's an exciting new development within our company. And in fact, I want to explain that this is also important for our OEM customers worldwide. Let me first give a brief introduction of Asian Sea, the company I work for. Starting in the 1980s, our business was originally the production of seafood, mostly frozen shrimp and frozen squid, which we export to all major markets. Later on, we built a canning factory and entered into the tuna canning business. And to be honest, we were not the only ones. Thailand is the main producer of canned tuna in the world, and we are one of them. And since farming has become a main source of shrimp and seafood products, we also expanded our business into aquaculture feed in order to have a better control over our supply chain. Pet food was originally a byproduct of our tuna canning business, because the brown meat of tuna is not really suitable for consumption by humans, so that was processed into wet pet food. But since the 10 years or so, we have heavily invested in this business and now have created a business in its own right. Today we operate 5 factories, 2 in frozen seafood, one cannery for tuna and pet food, and 1 feed factory for shrimp and fish feed. And these are all located in Thailand. But recently we also invested in a factory in China, and that's where we are producing dry pet food at the moment. Altogether, we have around 5,000 staff, and we sell around $300 million with export to every continent. If you look at this story, Manuel, our story is quite typical of Asian OEM producers. We started as a packer, which means that customers supplied raw materials, fish, to us, and we provided the hands, and then we processed them into products. And the main reason why our customers were dealing with us was because the hands were cheap. So it was really a cost-driven motivation. Later on, we subsequently diversified and we started sourcing our own raw materials because this was adding in our efficiency, but it didn't really change the business model as such. However, I would say from 2000 onwards, when quality standards in most consumer markets became more and more strict, and our customers demanded traceability and better certification, we started working much closer to our customers in order to meet those quality requirements and also understand better what really mattered to our customers. And that's where I think the model started from only a packer to become more like a co-developer, where we eventually also engaged into product development together with our customers. And this was particularly driven by pet food, which is a growing market and where there's plenty of innovation going on. And this is also where we stepped in as a co-developer. I think that this will continue to be the trend, and in the future, I expect that our customers will not only ask for co-development capabilities, but also services in terms of distribution and even in local marketing. If I would summarize this story, I would say from hands to brands, and this is where we want to talk about a bit more in detail. I told you we are exporting most of our products except aquaculture feed. This is typically sold to domestic farmers here in Thailand. But all our tuna, seafood, and pet food is sold abroad, mostly in America, Europe, and Japan. But this has always been an OEM business, so business to business and no consumer orientation until basically 2 years ago, when we decided to develop our own pet food brand, Monchu. In the graph in the middle of the sheet, you see our pet food sales. We basically quadrupled our sales revenues in the past 5 years. And that has been a real success story for our company. Reason is, I think that our customers realize that development capabilities are important, but also time to market. So a better understanding and cooperation between the product development department of our customers is key. And what we did, we stopped dealing with our salespeople too much, but instead we ask our R&D people to communicate directly with the customers. And this has built a much better working relationship. And I think this is part of the reasons why we are doing very well in our pet food business. And this is where we have taken the step to develop our own brand in all our businesses. And of course, the question is why? Well, firstly, I think there is a market opportunity, and this is a bit of a busy sheet. My apologies for that, but if you look at the right-hand diagram, you see the different market shares in different geographies. The purple line is the market share of the big 5 pet food brands combined in a 5-year trend line. And in the orange line, you see the market share of other brands. That's basically independent, smaller brands. And the blue lines reflect the market share of private label. Now, if you look at it, around 50% globally of the market share is held by the top 5 big brand companies. But if you zoom into the middle column, which is Asia Pacific, you see that there the market share of the top 5 is around 35%, so relatively low. The private label market share is almost absent. And by far the biggest chunk is taken by independent, smaller brands. And many of them are local brands in Asia. To me, this means that in Asia, consumers have not yet made up their mind, and they are still testing, and there's still room to develop new brands and get market share there. The second reason why we did this is that the entrance barrier for new brands is today much lower than, let's say, 5 or 10 years ago. And that's all because of online distribution platforms are offering today a relatively cheap way to get into, say, stores and get noticed by consumers. Worldwide, traditional retail, like the brick and mortar groceries and pet shops, are still taking care of the largest chunk. But take a look at China. I plotted in the online pet food sales in China, and that represents almost 40%, and that was a year ago. Now, if this is typical for the trend worldwide, then I think we can conclude that online distribution will be the main channel for pet food in the years to come. And there's a logic for that. Of course, you still have marketing costs. It's also busy on internet. You don't get noticed right away. But the key difference is that shelf space is cheap and mostly variable. That means if you don't sell, you don't pay much for shelf either. And secondly, inventory risks are low, as you will ship out from central warehouses rather than any smaller shops. Another reason why we decided to introduce Monchu as an own brand is that, in fact, Thailand is a very, very good place to produce premium wet pet food. On one hand, the business infrastructure is excellent, and that is thanks to the long experience we have here with the tuna canning that has started in the 1960s. And as a result, there are plenty of excellent suppliers for quality cans, pouches, raw materials, and packaging materials, and what have you. Also, the government agencies that deal with regulation and controls of import and export and certification and so on, they are competent and they are well experienced, again, thanks to the tuna canning industry. And finally, logistics is good. There are reliable lines, even in the past half year with all the COVID disruption. You see that we have hardly had any logistical issues exporting from Thailand, which is very good. And finally, education is well. There are specific majors here in food technology, all aiming at frozen seafood, at freezing technologies, and at canning. And labor is available. This is, let's say, the general infrastructure. On the other side, I took some time to explain our journey as a company from OEM to packer to more, let's say, sophisticated manufacturer of quality food products. We are not the only one. And in fact, you see that producers in Thailand have invested big money in achieving the standards that the big brand owners are requiring. And that means major money in nutritional assurances, like databases where we track the nutritional information of raw materials, formulation software in order to make sure that we comply with the various regulations, whether it is American AFCO or European Favour. Traceability systems, certification, and audits. All these things require money, and it's not just capacity. A lot is in quality systems. And what you don't see in this sheet is the word cheap, and that's a purpose. It's because of these investments, because of all these systems, they don't come for free. And I think we in Thailand are no longer the cheapest manufacturer of products, be it pet food or other food products. And that's why I think we should not try to compete in those markets, and we should look at the premium segment in the pet food market, and that's where we can move very well. Obviously, in my view, premium cat and dog food will continue to grow, and probably fastest in Asia. In the past, in previous economic downturns, it shows that premium cat and dog food have not really lost much market share. It seems to be pretty recession-proof. And I think today what you see in COVID is that the number of animals that people take is increasing, and they take care of them maybe more than in the past because everybody is working at home. So I think all the arrows are pointing to further growth, and again, this is especially true in Asia. A second conclusion I would. Asian consumers, in my view, are undecided about their brands. They are still willing to try new things. There's opportunity for both international brands and new local brands. It's also the question whether, and this is more related to the last point I mentioned here, that what kind of brand values are actually important for the Asian market. Those may not necessarily be the same as in American or European markets, but maybe they have a local twist and a local flavor. And this is probably what need to be tested in the pet food market in Asia as well. I mentioned, I see for wet pet food, Thailand is uniquely well positioned for global supply, and I think this will remain that way. Of course, other countries will catch up, but with the current infrastructure, which has been built over decades, this is not going away easily. Yeah. And one final point. I think that brand owners working with subcontractors are realizing that trust and reliability becomes even more important today than maybe it was in the past. Due to COVID and travel restrictions, it's not easy to visit each other, to take a look yourself. You have to trust your partner you are working with. And therefore, I think it is so good that we as Asian C Corporation also have invested in our own brand, because we need to experience what it is to have a brand. We need to be able to connect and communicate with our customers about brand and what's important. And this is what we hope to achieve. Other than, of course, we also like to see this brand growing, especially in China and Thailand, where we are aiming at.
The line you shared that the top 5 pet food brands are in decline in Southeast Asia, and the Thai consumers are not very loyal. Well, they haven't decided yet. Those two things are related, aren't they?
Of course, it's difficult to tell why market shares are moving up and down, and I think there's a sort of natural dynamics to this. But you're right, in not only Thailand but in Asian markets, maybe there is less loyalty to brands at the moment, because there are so many new brands popping up, and people again they want to try. I think that let's say in the next 5 to 10 years, however, there will be winners and there will be losers in this market, and I think it's up to the brand owners to identify the winning arguments for their brand and elaborate on that.
Thailand today is increasing very fast in also pet food ownership, pet parentship. You see it's growing with double digits, and Thailand is going to export more and more. The president of the Thai Pet Food Producing Association, they're aiming to incline to the number 2 number of being the first in the world. Is that feasible in your perception?
In wet pet food?
Yes.
I think you need to define your segment. Let's be fair. Thailand is good in premium or super premium wet pet food. If you want to have a standard reformed meat from an extruder extruding byproducts and in a gravy, then I would say this is maybe 50-60% of the market. But Thailand is not a big player in that at all. So to be number 1 in the overall wet pet food market, I think that's a dream. But if you look in the super premium segment, maybe Thailand already is number 1. And I realize there is a definition matter, of course. What is exactly super premium? Everybody may have their own opinion, but for sure, in the products that we are producing and our Thai competitors are producing, Thailand is really, really big.
Rick, our time is up. We have been given 20 minutes. I think we have already exceeded that time. Dear audience, Rick, thank you very much. We hope to see a lot of more positive development about Asian Seafood Corporation and Monchu. Good luck with networking here at PetLink Asia, and North American buyers are welcome to share questions or ask for recommendations or connections with the Thai OEMs. We're a pleasure to help you. Feel free to reach out to us, and we hope to see you live in person, either in Shanghai or in Bangkok at the International Pet Fair, Southeast Asia. Thanks.
I hope so. And question always welcome. Manuel, thanks a lot for your opportunity to present this.
My pleasure, and thanks for being here with us today. That's it. I hope you have a nice day, Rick, and the rest can enjoy networking with our exhibitors virtually, and then see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
大家好，我是 Catherine， 是中重股份的副总裁，负责国际市场的销售工作。首先，非常感谢亚虫展在这个全球疫情的特殊时期，为我们搭建了本场亚虫在线北美专场的活动，让更多的买家和卖家能够自如沟通、繁荣贸易。本次线上平台也开启了疫情后宠物行业全新的业务模式。今天，中重股份很荣幸能跟大家共聚在此，并且作为高级赞助商来见证这一重要的时刻。中重股份从1998年创立至今，已经走过了22年。我们见证了中国宠物行业从无到有、从小到大的发展历程。22年来，公司一直专注于宠物行业，秉承宠物既是人类的朋友，更是我们家人的这一理念，始终把宠物健康放在第一位， 为全球爱宠提供高品质的健康食品。如今，中宠在全球拥有16间现代化的食品加工厂，产品销售到了全球5大洲50多个国家和地区。下面，请大家跟我一起走进中宠。
China Pet Foods Company Limited was founded in 1998. Located in Laishan Economic Development Zone, Yantai City, Shandong Province. The company covers 400,000 square meters with a total registered capital of $27 million. Yantai China Pet Foods Company Limited owns 14 subordinate factories, 10 of which are based in China, 1 in the USA, 1 in Canada, 1 in New Zealand, and 1 in Cambodia. The company also has a subsidiary company in Europe, 1P Europe Pet Foods Company. Yantai China Pet Foods Company Limited is the largest professional high-end pet treat manufacturer in China. The products are exported to 5 continents with annual sales over 1 billion units. The company has become truly global leading manufacturer of pet treats. Adhering to the policy that quality is life, the company has been approved by ISO 22000, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, HACCP Food Safety System. Additionally, the company is registered with the FDA and EU in exporting pet food and passed the governmental audit by CFIA and MAFF. Meanwhile, the company has passed the audits of BRC, Intertech, SMETA, Amorfree, BSCI, and MSC. The company has its own National Advanced Laboratory, which has been approved by ISO IEC 17025. On the 21st of August 2017, Yantai China Pet Foods Company Limited initiated an IPO and listed A shares on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, SCSE. Products designed fall under the dog and cat products category. Products have been exported to over 50 countries while expanding the market. Yantai China Pet Foods Company Limited continuously concentrates on quality control and new product development. Throughout all of the production process, the powerful strength of research and development ensures that Yantai China Pet Foods Company grows continuously. All of our R&D team members are professionals in this field. Currently, more than 120 kinds of products have been patented on the invention. We are fully devoted to offering top quality, competitive prices, and excellent service to grow together with our customers.
多年来，中宠股份始终站在行业的前端，全力推进行业的快速发展。我们坚信，未来一定是供应链和创新的综合发展。中宠股份的全球化战略布局，真正实现了研发全球化、品质管理专业化、成本控制精细化和设备工艺高端化。过去多年，我们自主研发的产品畅销海内外市场，持续满足宠物和宠物主人的多样化需求。去年上市的猫零食产品，更是实现了年销数亿袋的佳绩。
人はすぐに見飽きてしまうものよ。今が可愛い人は流行り去りが早いものよ。だからこそではないけど、流行りとかに乗らない方が可愛い私を見つけられるもんで、ずっと可愛いを見続けれる。
我们都是幸运的，因为我们选择了宠物行业这个朝阳产业，搭上了行业高速发展的列车。我们期待未来与更多优质买家携手奋进，将这份充满爱心的事业做大做强， 共创共赢。最后，预祝本次盛会圆满成功，预祝各位采购商、参展商满载而归。谢谢大家。
Good afternoon. My name is Wen Liu, the founder of Pet Dream House. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to talk about my company and our product. It is a very new experience to me that I'm talking about my company via this video sharing. And in the next 10 minutes, I would like to share my story of how we've gotten to this and why I thought we should all stop using the standard bowls to feed our pets. I created Pet Dream House based on a very simple issue, the quick eating. But before we talk about the pets, let's look at what happens in human. A rapid eater, we're all familiar with that. My 8 years boy could finish a McDonald's double cheeseburger in 2 minutes and ask me, can I have another one? It is true, and he's not trying to save a burger for his favorite friends. It is simply because he ate too quick. Our brain needs time to realize that we ate something and react back saying, stop, it's full. It's a very complicated signaling system within our body, and eating too fast simply cannot activate. Eating too quick results only in troubles: obesity, choking, less satisfaction, diabetes, and other metabolic syndrome. We all know eating too quick is a bad thing for humans, but what happens when it comes to dogs? Here I want to share a video that I found on YouTube.
Okay.
As you can see from the video, the dog was pretty much swallowing all the food from his bowl without a single chewing. In 20 seconds, a full bowl becomes completely empty, and he's not satisfying, he's trying to lick the bowls. We also have rapid eater in dogs and cats as well. Similarly, it results in obesity, choking, and less satisfaction. Although it is probably unlikely they've got diabetes and other metabolic syndrome, we all observe that it could cause bloating and overexcitement. Slow feeding has been invented years ago. It is very difficult to find out who first invented it, but now we are all being told that we have to slow feeding our pets because it's not good, it's not healthy. Our friend told us this, vets, adverts, and all the businesses. However, being a molecular biologist, spending quite a few years in the lab, I'm not convinced by observations and case studies. I was intrigued to find out what's the molecular principle behind this behavior and what's the real risk that we're talking about. Our research studying on different eating speeds of dogs has revealed some extra changes. Dogs are firstly separated into 3 groups: the fast eaters, the slow eaters, and the fast eaters using a slow feeding equipment. The eating speed was evaluated based on the food per mouthful during meals, and then 2 elements were tested before and after meal. Plasma norepinephrine is a common stress hormone that releases into the blood and increases blood pressure and heart rate, whereas heart rate variability is a common indicator of autonomic nervous system that controls breathing, digestive activity, and usually linked with anxiety. As you can see from the figure, the fast groups consumes more than double amount of food per mouthful. As a result of the meal, its plasma norepinephrine level has significantly increased comparing to decreased level of the slow feeding groups and the fast eaters using a delayed equipment. Similarly, their heart rate variability is also increased. The fast eating groups takes much longer to come back to the normal level comparing to the other two groups. So if you look at all these three studies, we soon realize to be healthier, not only we have to eat slower, but it's better we have a smaller bite. And we eat slower with less anxiety. However, when we look at the standard bowls we're using, it is completely opposite. Dogs can easily have a big bite from the standard pet bowls, eat very quick just like the video, and you can see from the video the dog is really excited. Even after the meal, he's trying to lick the every bit left in the bowl. We don't want that. We want less anxiety. We want smaller bites, and we want the dogs to eat slower. This three becomes the golden rules when Pet Dream House design any pet products. We further launched the Paw Slow Feeder. Our entry-level slow feeder encourages more of the smaller bites and less anxiety. We then launched a Paw Lick Pad. It is an innovative concept that instead of bite, we encourage dogs to lick the food from a soft pad. The design was encouraging licking because lick releases endorphin in the brain and calms the dog down. It is also perfect for wet food and sticky treats like peanut butters and yogurt. At the back, there are 3 suction cups that allows the pad to be used as a distraction pad during grooming. Next is our spin interactive feeding range. It's a large round bowl with a rotatable spinner. We have an easy version with 2-layer double trees with that relatively easy access of the food, a medium level with a multi-cup design, and a tricky level of a combination with a food dispenser and a slow feeding disc. These interactive feeders are multifunctional and can be used for different kinds of eaters. As you maybe noticed as well, all the spin interactive feeders has the same wide base bowl, and only the colored functional parts within the middle are different. We designed that purposely with the consideration of sustainability. By separating the functional part and the base bowl, we managed to use 40% less plastic if we want to design a new function, whereas during the manufacturing, 20% less energy are also saved. Ever since we have launched in the UK, we were awarded as the winner of the UK Pets 2020 Dog Toys and Accessories, and soon become one of the most popular dog feeding accessories within the UK. We are also working with distributors globally, including Australia, South Korea, Denmark, Poland, China, and we're actively seeking for new distribution partners worldwide. Pet Dream House is not just about the product. All our products are made exclusively in our family-owned factory based in Xiamen, China. We were specialized in making plastic children toys and baby products. Therefore, all our products are designed and made to the human food grade. In the future, we'll be launching more and more designs and then further extend the concept of interactive feeding. And as we mentioned at the beginning, every single pet should stop using the standard bowls. We need less anxiety, smaller bites, and eat slower. Thank you for your time.
In the past 5 years, China pet manufacturing changed a lot. I think for the most of them, except for simple production, quality and innovation become the key element that promote the whole industry.
In the past 5 years, all the way in China, we made a big change for different points. For example, the US tariff, the labor cost increasing, the material price increasing, and environment protection going to high level, even for the made in China to design in China. But for pet industry, I think as a factory, the biggest challenge is still the labor shortage. We have good business growing, we have the industry growing. This is very solid, everybody can see. But how can we get the enough workers, laborers to work for that? So we believe the workers will get fewer and fewer from different provinces. The only thing we can do is how to make more robots, make automatic machines, and make the very effective, we call it Industry 4.0. In my factory, we started a project we call GIT program 3 years ago. We want to save each cost as we can, and we want to make different auto machines to replace hand making. This will be a long way for a Chinese pet factory.
We just started our company in 2014. And at the first time, we just making smart devices to introduce the IoT technology to the pet industry. And now we are more and more like a one-stop services pet platform, because we have a chain store in China market. And now we are also provide our product to the global market. So we sell products on Amazon, and we sell to our overseas customer distributors, and like PetSmart, Petco, their online marketplace are selling our products now. Yes. From my side, at the beginning, the pet manufacturing ecosystem is very simple. They just get the order from overseas customer and make the manufacturing business. But now, I think they extend their business model from the OEM to the ODM, because they have the ability to discover the customer's needs, and they have the ability to think the future's needs from end user. So now they can provide the whole ODM services to the overseas clients. It's a big change, and more and more factories, they also have building their own brand, especially in domestic market. They are doing this kind of business. I think this is a great step for this factory. Yes.
The first is innovation. We found more and more companies in China change from OEM to ODM. Invest a lot of money in innovation for new products. Innovation is more and more important. Many companies have their own R&D department to develop new products and new design. The second is branding. In the past years, many factories only focused on the market, on the deals. But now they realize the development continually start to take care their reputation and reliability, build their brand of manufacturing. Another big trend is more and more technique and machine were used into production line.
I think just the general speed in which the Chinese pet market or the Chinese manufacturers introduce new products into the market has greatly increased over the past 5 years. You can see from the fact that, for example, freeze-dried food, it was like not a thing in China 2 years ago, and over the course of the past year, it's been all the rage, and there are dozens and dozens of factories that have picked up that skill set to be able to manufacture very cost-effective yet very high-quality freeze-dried food, for example. So I think that in general, the speed or the efficiency in which the Chinese pet product manufacturers generate products to be market ready is pretty impressive.
过去的5年，在我看来是中国整个宠物行业，包括宠物产业，进一步与全球接轨的5年。在这里面有几个很明显的变化。第一个，生产的质量标准全球化，那么中国的很多的产品目前达到了欧洲和北美，包括其他国家地区的标准。第二个呢，产业的效率和规模更加具有竞争力。在这里有一个特别提到的，就是宠物智能产品。那么相对来讲，在整个中国的宠物智能产品的领域，从研发到生产，基本领先于全球。持续高增长的宠物市场，吸引全球更多的宠物品牌和宠物产品呢进入了中国。那尤其是有一些外部新的资本和更优秀的人才进入宠物行业，对整个中国宠物产业的推动起到了很大的帮助。我们国家呢也在不断的规范市场，推出了很多更高的标准和要求。那简单的说，过去的5年是中国从以前的加工制造到一个高质量生产制造的一个迭代和升级。可以说，中国的宠物生产产业目前在很多方面已经达到了世界的水平，尤其是智能宠物产品已经领先于世界上很多国家和地区。同时呢，很多中国的企业参与了海外的收购和布局，也助力中国宠物产业走向中国的宠物产业走向全球化呢，起到了很大的助力。也在这期间呢，有很多优质的中国品牌发展起来，来更好的满足全球的宠物产业市场。
Over the past few years, the China pet market keep on growing. Our company noticed the trend many years ago and adjusted the strategy as well. We invested more in the development of 1P brand. Moreover, the fast growth of online business in China brings more opportunity and experience to serve our foreign customers' online business.
This question reminds me of very hot word is we call internet celebrities. So a lot of famous people, they are trying to sell the products which we call internet celebrities in internet. So I think online shopping and capital is a big issue to change the market. In the past, we have good retailers, we have good market schedule for China, even for foreign. But in recent years, we see all this will change by online. In US, showing change everything with price, with new products replacing. In China, we have Tmall, we have different Alibaba and TikTok. All this will change the market. They split the big pet market into a lot of small pieces. But each small pieces, they will have a very good story for each brand. This brand is leading in the market. So for factories, the big challenge is how can we make us to be self-competitive with before? We cannot make a bigger, wide range with them. We have to narrow our development. We have to make each product to be the same hot selling in the market. I think this will be a big challenge for all of us as a country.
Because I think the most change in the past 5 years in China market is the population for the pets is grows very rapidly. So now many new pet parents, they have totally different requirement. So to meet these new parents' needs, we have to rapidly create more and more new products and even more services to meet their requirement. So for me, I think maybe we are very busy in the past 5 years.
Chinese pet market grew very fast in the recent years, especially in cat market. Many young people have their cats. They treat them as their child. Pets go into more and more family as playing an important role. There are many new brands, online and offline market. Some of our foreign clients consider to share Chinese pet market. Sunny Pet also take care domestic market. We hope we could introduce and supply our good design and good quality products for domestic pet owners.
I think in recent years we have seen an influx of a new generation or younger generation of Chinese pet owners, especially the younger, more financially independent Chinese women. They're starting to have their own pets. So what our company tries to do is we actively target these customers with very recognizable or identifiable range of products and direct marketing strategy that speaks directly to them. And what we do is that we take a look at symbols or social cultures or things that the Chinese women in general really like to do or like to have in their everyday lives, and then we take it down a notch and create something that her pet or her cat could use, so that essentially they share or do the same activity together or eat the same meal together, and sort of thing that creates an emotional bond or emotional value for them. So in this sense, Matryoshka has created three particularly identifiable symbols in the Chinese pet industry, namely the cactus, the watermelon, and the cherry. And for our foreign customers, we realized that these symbols, whether it be in China or in the States or in Europe, they are easily identifiable to customers of all different cultures and ages. So we don't really have to tailor our products very much to enter a foreign market or the US market in particular. And it's been sort of a revelation for us in that aspect.
过去几年中国市场的发展呢，我相信叫很多国内和国外的宠物行业的人士都给大家感觉呢带来了很多的惊喜。那我相信这个呢是意料之中，也是意料之外。在这个过程中呢，中国的市场本地的很多品牌在崛起，同时也吸引了更多海外的宠物品牌和产品进入到国内。这个是全球大家的宠物行业的所有的人士进行合力进行市场教育和消费者行为认知普及的一个过程，其实就是一个养宠的意识。在这个过程中，很多的国产品牌，中国的品牌呢，也在迅速的崛起，并且走向了世界。我们给各位 在2015年呢正式推出。其实在这个2015年之前呢，我们已经进行了几年的准备。那在过去的5年来看，如果说对我们的影响，那我觉得客户觉得 Gateway 是一个安全优质宠物的玩具和用品的一个代名词。对国外的客户而言呢，那我们给他们带多的也是很多的惊喜。在过去，在未来，相信他们会对于所服务的客户，那在拓展产品、供应链和资源这块面合作的伙伴来讲，又多了一个更好和更可靠的选择。
Creamy cat treat is one of our most recent innovative products. It meets the market demands of cat treats. As we all know, the cat number is increasing globally. Meanwhile, they are very picky. Our creamy cat treat is the solution for cat lovers. The virus meat provides cats rich nutrition with high palatability.
It's super design, so every year, every month, we are doing a lot of new products. But recently, recent 2 years, we started a big project we called sustainability. Everybody see in the world, the pollution problem is coming worse and worse. It was said in 2015, in the ocean, there will be more plastic bottles than ocean fishes. So this will be a disaster to human. How can we do to prevent this happening worse? As a factory, I think we have to go with sustainability project. I have attended some meetings from Walmart, Target, something like big retailers. They have very good responsibility to control this. So 2 years ago, we started a new team in our factory. We called sustainability team. We want to make some new material. We call recycle, biodegradable. For example, we have a new material named PLA. This will replace normal plastic. We want to use this material to make more dog products, pet products, to use smaller and fewer of the real plastic from oil. So this is a very long, big program, but we have trust, we have belief we will do a little and a little better and better to reduce our plastic use, to use more recycled materials for the environment.
Maybe we do a totally new things for me, for our company. That's a chain store business, because we are just familiar with making product, but now we are running our chain store business. This is a big step for us, and to make this chain store business, we introduce many software technology to running and to manage this chain store. So I think this is a big innovation for our whole company.
Sunny Pet is a company with innovation as code ability. We always learn new technique and create comfortable products for pets nearly 20 years. In 2015, we built a team to design a system. This system, based on big data and AI, can help product manager save time to find user pain points and solution. Then working up better products for pets. We will invite some of our partners to test this system recently.
I wouldn't call what our company does as innovation. It's more like a tongue-in-cheek interpretation of what pet products could actually be like, instead of what it should be like according to a more traditional sense. So what we see is we look at data from the Chinese consumer market in general and realized that, hey, the Chinese customers, they like eating watermelon. China contributes 80% of watermelon consumption globally. The rest of the world makes up the additional 20%. So, hey, watermelon is the rage in China, right? So let's interpret the watermelon into a pet product. So we created the watermelon cat litter box. And according to big data, the Chinese millennial customers, they like having plants and cactuses in their home furnishing. So we interpreted the cactus as a cat scratching post, where essentially it not only integrates seamlessly into a new age customer's home environment, it's also a very fun scratcher or toy for the cats. So I guess that's our way of innovating.
很激动的给大家汇报一下，最近呢，我们刚刚推出了一款产品，是 Giveaway Paw Paws 贵为抱抱球。这个呢，是我们采用巴斯夫银菲利的材质，在宠物玩具方面呢，应用属于第一次。这款材料的特点，是安全、无毒、高弹。其实这款产品呢，大家可能也会知道，比如说椰子鞋，在其他行业，尤其是在运动和健康领域应用呢，巴斯夫一直是在致力于这方面材料的开发，已经应用的很广了。那我相信这款产品的话，对宠物来讲，是一次非常非常好的产品，也可以说是一个宠物黑科技的材质第一次的应用，也是宠物行业玩具球的一次革命。那我理解的创新呢，会有很多方面，包括设计、功能和材料等等。但是作为我们贵为，我们一直坚持的理念，把安全放在第一位，致力于为全球的宠物提供优质、安全的宠物用品和玩具。
Well, I'd like to see your care for quality come to 1P. Thank you.
My friends always told me Sandy is funny people. So I think it's hard to use one sentence to make a conclusion for myself. But from job and business angle, I want to say, keep on learning to make each day to be creative.
And for myself, I think imagination is a core ability. Because we have to break the traditional lock for the company, even for myself. So we every time we will think the future. Well, what kind of things we can do. So imagination is the core for the company and for myself.
Sunny Pets tried to be a respectable and trustworthy leader in global pet industry. Choose to work with Sunny Pet together. You will experience our love for pets, passion for works, and unique service for you. Thank you.
I think to us, Votreska is a highly imaginative brand that not only assures quality but also pushes the boundaries of what pet products could essentially be like or look like. And in addition to ensuring a really fun and healthy life for your pets, we also integrate seamlessly into the pet owners' everyday life and environment, and I guess that's where or why we call ourselves a new age lifestyle pet brand.
Enjoy the happy time together, not only for pets but also for people. 选择给各位，相信我们会给你带来更多的惊喜。
see the very fast development of the market, which has been obvious on those years I've been visiting this. So every year there are new brands coming up and the fast development of the pet business in general. That's great. I think this is one of the best global shows that there is, international shows.
Now being on the Pet Fair Asia, all those impressions seem to be true, as we had made a lot of contacts to a lot of people here. Though we just start selling our products next year, we got received a lot of interest, and a lot of people that are very, very, very interested in selling our products.